I remember after Greatest Love Story, such a big hit, and Brand New Man was right out of the box, was a big hit for us. And I remember we had a radio interview with Bill Anderson and going, so what's it feel like, guys? I mean, to have your career song be your first record. We're like, crap, are we done?
Oh no,
that was it.
It's fun while it lasted. Get as much free coffee as fast.
But I mean, do you get? Are you hearing that at all? Do you feel like that pressure from this has worked a lot better than we ever imagined, kind of thing?
It's kind of like a how high do you set the bar kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We've always been dreaming. I mean, this started out as a dream. Like we thought we weren't players in town. Like we were just like literally musicians in college. We're like, let's start a band. No one starts bands in Nashville. That's just not how it works. Like, I'm gonna write some songs. I didn't have a publishing deal. There was no. I mean, we've kind of done it this way because we just thought we'd get it done. And it was all with the vision of just reaching people. That's all that matters. And so it's like with this, we got a song that reached a bunch of people. Now people are coming out and seeing our live show. They're actually coming to our headlining show, and then we're now getting on these tours. There may be times where you go like this. Like I certainly hope it's just a continuous climb. But as long as people are coming out to shows and we're playing music on a stage and people are impacted by that, that's what's important. And that's kind of, you can't overthink it.
A lot of new music. It's interesting, guys. A lot of acts that are just fixing to get started or whatever. It's like, I mean, what should we be doing or whatever? Like you said, there's not a formula for everybody you talk to. I don't care if it's you guys or us or everybody's got their own story, And y'all weren't discovered on The Voice or something, I think you played on Broadway for a while, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just getting it together. How long did you play down there?
We, a year and a half at least, because and our Broadway event was different because we really out of the gate wanted to play originals. We wanted to record some music. Like we wanted to get our own music out there. So we had to find the right places that would let us play covers and originals. Like it wasn't a straight 4-hour set. So we'd play at the Wild Horse and we'd play on Demumbrium a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times that pushed us out of the state too, because that was where we could get gigs that would let us do that. Just Georgia or Mississippi, and Louisiana.
Yeah, we did that for a while. We probably did that for about a year and a half before we ran into Jay. I don't know if you know that story, but I just heard
y'all maybe met him at a Keith Urban concert or something like that.
Yeah, literally I worked at Bridgestone Arena, so selling hot dogs and selling concessions.
That's so funny. Me and David Lee Murphy started working for Charlie Daniels. We swept floors at the Memorial Coliseum before Bridgestone was built. That's where every show was at. We got $30 a night for sweeping up. And
awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't get paid much more to do concessions at Bridgestone. Trust me. But yeah, after, and that was so crazy is we were aware of Jay and loved his work and would even, kind of joke about it. Like, oh, do you like... we were looking for someone to produce it, but it'd be like a buddy. Like, could we pay so-and-so $500 or something? But Jay had done Eric Church and Emmylou Harris and Little Big Town and just all these acts that we loved.
He's the guy, yeah.
Yeah, and so when I saw him, it was kind of a no-brainer to just tell him you were a fan. In no way was I pitching us. I mean, this is an A-list, top-notch producer, but I had a question to ask about a drum loop. I wanted to know if there was if it was an organic sound or if it was a patch, and asked him a music question. That kind of led the conversation to we talk about music for like a half hour, and then you should come by the studio, play some music sometime. And I mean, that was before a record deal or anything. And so that kind of helped us get out of the Broadway scene because then we had this we had some songs from Jay Joyce. It was like, all right, we can go pedal CDs, burn some CDs, and get in an RV and tour around the country.
But when he said you ought to come by the studio and play some music sometime, so are you like you're like there the next morning?
Yeah. Well,
with some data.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So that was a process. So he said that, and the conversation kind of fizzled out, and then I started to walk away and realized I didn't have his number. I was like, that was once in a lifetime. And I turned, I was like, hey, would you mind if I got your number real quick? I remember I pulled up my phone and he said it. He didn't put his number on my phone, he just said it. And I was like, oh gosh, put it in. And then I told Tripp that night, met him at a bar and was like, look what I got. But then I was like, now what? So our idea was, let's record some demos with one of our friends that has a studio or something, and we tried to make that happen for like a couple months, and it just wouldn't happen. I mean, people like ripped us off or just stole our money or just would like, I'll get back to it later, and it just wouldn't happen. So finally, I remember I just called him and I was like, man, I met you a couple months ago. I was working concessions at Bridgestone. You told me to bring you by some music, and I've been trying for months to just get some demos, and I just can't, man. Like, I don't know what to do. And he was like, and he asked, he's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to do this, man. Like, I want this band to work. I want to be a songwriter. Like, I really think we got something. He was like, all right, come in tomorrow at 3. Just bring a guitar. And I like walked in and then played him some songs, and he was like, I want to hear the bands. And told the band, and we all came in and played him some songs like with the whole thing. And then that was when he was like, all right, I get this. He's like, I don't know what this is going to turn into. But I know I have some time off and I have a studio so I can record you guys.
That is freaking awesome. And
It's
what's so
insane.
awesome about it is, man, I don't have any money. We don't have a demo together. Can I just come play you some songs? Like, I mean, for most people, that's like danger. This is a train wreck fixing to walk through the door.
Well, I think that speaks to the faith that Jay had in like us as a band and the music, and just.
But he hadn't really heard you, right?
Yeah,
I mean, this is still just on
Yeah.
talking to some guy who he
in a
doesn't
Bridgestone
know.
outfit.
Yeah, in a Bridgestone outfit.
Yeah.
With hot
Hi,
dog
my name's
stains.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Like-
It's funny too. I worked at a carpet warehouse that used to be down the road, and at night we'd sneak in there and play. So it wasn't, a lot of people say you guys are lucky, and yeah, we are very lucky that Jay was walking by that day. But I always say luck is when preparation meets opportunity. We'd been, getting in that warehouse and putting in the hours.
Yeah, I
for
think
years.
it was a combination too of, I mean, I knew my stuff too. Like, I knew some people in town that he knew, and I knew like,
you weren't totally full of it.
yeah, like
You
we
weren't-
had like I knew writers that he knew and was familiar with his work, and told him some people that I'd work with and stuff. And so it kind of like that was the beginning of the conversation. So that like, all right, this kid's not like he's wearing a Bridgestone
Gotcha,
uniform. He's
right.
not totally crazy. And then on top of that, I knew enough. Like, we just clicked on music. Like, we just like it's something. And he was like we both were vibing off each other. And then that when he kind of was like, oh, you should come by, and it was more like hang out. And then we hung out at a studio, and we actually hung out for a while, him and I, after I played some music, and that was I don't know, we just clicked.
That's
right
cool.
off
I get it.
that, so
You guys have good grooves, but I think my take on your music is you've got good lyric and you've got good stories, and yours, to me, your music is musical, for lack of a better term.
yeah.
So I could totally hear the songs that I know from you guys on an acoustic guitar and have no trouble getting it.
Yeah,
So
and I think it's too,
everybody doesn't write that way, because I think a lot of songs gotta have that hump and groove, or you just, it's like those lyrics you see on a page and you go, what could this be? And you hear the record and you go, holy crap, that is badass. You know? So it kind of depends on what you're doing too.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
true.
Yeah.
I think that's also showcases like just the ability to like have a song and have lyrics and know how important the music complementing the lyric is. Like, I think that's a big thing. Is we do that a lot. We'll go in the studio with a song, and it's like, all right, emotionally, what is this song like? If there's tension, let's build the tension in the track. If there's a big moment, I mean, really, not to like reference you on work, but I think that I Saw the Light, like that explodes, because that was a perfect, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but that is a perfect, what that lyric is saying. I saw the light, like I was blind, now I see, is what in that moment, and it explodes because that, and it complements each other, and I think that's the thing that also we try and do in our music, is making sure that with the lyric, your music's complementing and you're laying that musical bed. But I appreciate that, though. Thank you, man. Seriously.
Cool. Well, good luck, and love the new single too. Continued success.
Thanks.
Have fun out there, and I'll try and come out and visit and maybe have a cold drink with you.
Yeah.
Anytime.
All right.
Absolutely.